I was in that really awkward phase where my hair was really short. It didn't really show a lot of growth within that first year period because it was locking, it was shrinking. A lot of you guys would call it the ugly phase. And in that period, I just wasn't very patient. And so the way to sort of give myself a little razzle dazzle. What's good, YouTube? tplocks here, bringing you guys another video today. Yes, today I'm going to talk to you guys about the 3 times I almost ended my lock journey, okay? If you're interested in that video, stay tuned. Per usual, you guys, if you have not done so already, please hit that like and subscribe button right now. If you have hit that like and subscribe button, definitely want to make sure you hit that notification bell to stay notified on all the posts the moment I post. Guys, I felt compelled to make this video because so often you guys are sending me questions like, hey, do my locks look normal? Hey, should I start my locks over? Should I quit, throw the towel in? What should I do? And I thought that this video would be really helpful to show you what I overcame to get to where I'm at now. To get here, it took time, effort, patience, and most importantly, staying committed. I'm gonna give you my top 3 moments. Moment number 1, if you have been following my channel from the very beginning, you know at the very early onset of my journey, I was going super duper dye crazy. It's actually pretty ironic because one of the most consistent compliments that I get for my hair is the color. People love the color. People think it looks so natural. It looks so beautiful. It's just how'd you get it, Trenton? Tell me how you get it. I don't want to know, because if you knew how I got it, you would absolutely be steering clear. Okay, which leads me to this first moment. Around that 1 year and change mark, I absolutely destroyed my hair. When I say I destroyed them, I absolutely destroyed them. I was in that really awkward phase where my hair was really short. It didn't really show a lot of growth within that first year period because it was locking, it was shrinking. A lot of you guys would call it the ugly phase. And in that period, I just wasn't very patient. And so the way to sort of give myself a little razzle dazzle, I thought, was to maybe get some dye. And so that's what I did. Now, like a lot of you guys out there who are not professional, like cosmetologists or people that do hair, you'll go out there, maybe you'll grab a random box of dye that shows you it can take your hair from dark to this color blonde. You'll grab that dye. Maybe it's, made for black hair, maybe it's not. Then you'll bring it home and you'll try it out. And what often happens for a lot of people that will try that dye out that aren't professionals is they don't really get that blonde color. Usually what you'll get is kind of like that burnt orange pumpkin color. And it's not a terrible color, and I know a lot of you guys out there dyed your hair and are walking around right now with that very color because you're afraid to go back there and get that dye of bleach. But I was not afraid. So I dyed my hair that first time and it was that burnt orange color, right? And I did not like that burnt orange color. So I went back probably about a week later because I did a little bit of research. It said that you should give your hair some time. So I went back and dyed my hair again. I did it again, and actually this time I really kind of liked the color. It was a little bit lighter. It was more of like a strawberry blonde. But I told myself, you know what? I really still want, that Odell blonde. I just wasn't satisfied. Like I was like,
man, nah, I want a lighter blonde. I ain't never had that Odell before. I ain't never had the Odell blonde. Let me get the Odell blonde.
This is my voice. That's my inner ignorant voice.
I ain't never had the Odell blonde before, cuz. Let me get the Odell blonde.
Boy, was that a mistake.
I never had Odell blonde before. I need to get the Odell blonde.
Went back to go get that Odell blonde and I got that Odell fry. It was terrible. My hair texture changed. I'm talking about when my hair was wet, it felt like the tips of my hair could just pop off. I legitimately thought that I was just gonna have to start my lock journey over, cut all my hair off and just be done with it. And I was almost prepared to do so. But I thought about it, start doing some research, start looking around at a couple other journeys. A few of y'all comments really helped me to stay inspired and motivated to keep on going. And instead, I cut off some of the damaged tips, kept it pushing, and I kept my journey going. And I'm really glad I did, because it was one of the scariest moments that I've ever encountered with my locks. If I had cut them off in that moment, we wouldn't be here. I say all that to say that your locks are very resilient. Even if you're dealing with some bad bleach damage, typically, if you really love your locks, cut off the bleach and keep it moving. I probably did compromise a good inch, maybe inch and a half of my growth, but hair grows, and that's the beauty of your journey. It grows and you can keep on going. That is moment number one. Number two, this actually occurred in the very beginning of my journey as well. Most of you guys probably know, who have been following this channel, I do suffer from seborrheic dermatitis, basically very bad dandruff, or at least the appearance of dandruff through excess sebum that my hair will produce. It can kick up when my diet is bad, when I'm really stressed, when I'm not drinking enough water. And that's something that I've been dealing with for the entirety of my lock journey. So in the very beginning of my locks, like when I had my starter locks, I couldn't avoid washing my hair more consistently than normal. In fact, I had to wash my hair almost every single week. I would incorporate a couple different methods to try to mitigate some of the locks that would come out. I would use a do-rag over my hair and wash my hair, try to gently wash and just focus on the scalp. And as I would do that, because I was, at the time just starting off my journey trying to work in Microsoft, I really felt the burden to really look neat and kept. So I would retwist. I was retwisting fairly often, you guys. When I tell you I was retwisting probably almost once a week or almost once every 2 weeks, just to make sure that I could maintain the appearance of neatness. Not only that, but I was also taking those hairs and forcing them back in a band. So I'm excess retwist and I'm excess putting them in bands, causing that tension on that scalp, causing that tension on those front locks. And as a result, y'all, I've got locks to this day in the very front that, are kind of thin. Got some Congos. I don't know if I can show you. I've got some Congos that you can track from the very beginning of my journey, because very early, I had to make a decision that it was gonna be either combine these locks or lose them. Like this one here is like a 3-headed dragon that's connected at the root. Like this is like 3, this is one lock here, and then there's a lock here. I mean, I've got a bunch of them on my hairline. It's kind of hard to pick out, but you kind of get the gist. I've got locks in that front area that I absolutely had to make some really tough decisions just to make sure that they sustain that journey. And it was tough, because in the very beginning, you want your locks to be perfect. You want them to just be this perfect grid with all of them having the symmetrical parts. Maybe you wanted diamond parts, you want the perfect volume. You just want them to be perfect in the early stages of your locks. And I felt similar to that as well. I was just so, gung-ho on trying to make sure that everything was perfect. But ultimately, I let that go. I definitely learned the error of my ways. I stopped retwisting as frequently. I really just learned to embrace a lot more of that quote-unquote roughness. So early in our journeys, we do so much obsessing over every little detail. We're trying to make sure our hair is progressing to the best of its ability. We don't really know what's normal, what's not normal, because it's a brand new process for most of us. When you are deviating a little bit off the path, it can be a little discouraging. I'm here to tell you, all those imperfections, all those flaws, all those things that, you're worried about now, they'll smooth themselves over in time, and you will love those locks. You just gotta give yourself that time that your locks deserve. I'm telling you, as a person with almost 5 years in the game, I do not regret not starting over. All of the uniqueness of my 3-headed, 2-headed dragons, it just makes my locks look dope to me. Your locks are gonna tell the unique story of you, okay? That is thing number 2. Number 3, all right? I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I probably wanted to cut my hair as recent as probably like 2 months, a month or 2 months ago, I'd say. Really the reason why I wanted to cut my hair is because I was really stressed, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I was very stressed. We had just moved into this home. Right before that period where I sort of had that video hiatus, so creatively I was sort of at a, you know what I'm saying? What's that Mortal Kombat where it's like finish him? That's kind of where I was at. Like I was just sort of hanging by a thread. Also gotten to the point where the content ideas were starting to slow. And I think I had tied so much of my lock journey with my creative output that it was almost like, you know what? In order to free myself from the commitment that I've made, right, I wanna cut my locks and I just wanna have this dramatic change, and I wanna come back, and that's gonna be the way that I'm gonna, change directions for the channel. Everybody's gonna have to adjust because I can't think of any more video ideas. And that was really kind of what it was. It was a mixture of wanting to produce more content and different creative content ideas, and also sort of being in a space where I wasn't grooming, I wasn't taking care of my hair or myself the way that I needed to. I think I had just started the fitness journey. There was just a lot. All of that time not taking care of myself, not grooming, had really impacted how I was feeling about not only myself, but my locks. Not only, my locks, but my lock channel, and just the creative energy and the inspiration that I had and towards that. And after I gave myself a lineup, after I washed my hair, just kind of got fresh, all of that was gone. All of those feelings were gone. I came back on fire for my channel. I came back on fire for my locks, and I realized that I didn't have to be boggled down to create the content that I want. Now, obviously this is a lock channel, but I have the freedom to create whatever the hell I want to create. Whether y'all like it, whether my videos flop. I know I just posted on the comments or my community tab not too long ago, that a video flopped, but it's not about the numbers. It's just about the freedom. It's about adding value. And it's about whether or not I really truly love my locks at the end of the day. And when I ask myself that question, I still love them. For that to have been such a recent moment for me, it really did teach me a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you argue with your significant other, or kind of at a space where it's like, okay, I'm done. But then you kind of have that moment where you're calm, you reflect, and you come back, and then you have that period of bliss and prosperity where it's like, you know what, I appreciate this even more. That's kind of what I went through with my locks. Once you get to this phase after that 4-year mark where your locks are kind of, you're able to do everything that you're able to do, that's when the temptation is really at its highest. You no longer have that curiosity of like, what are my locks gonna look like when they get to this point? Or what are my locks gonna look like when they get to this point? For the most part, my locks are where they're going to be. I mean, I could grow my hair down to my back if I like, but in terms of styles, there's really nothing else that, I'm looking forward to. It's just the true, genuine love for my locks. Just keep that in mind. Once you get to the mountaintop, once you get to the destination, you are going to be dealing with that temptation, and it really is going to test whether you love them or not. And I'm really glad that I made that test. I did that style video, and I be looking at that video all the time, and I'm like, yo, my locks really are kind of dope. Like, I got a nice set of locks. So I don't want to ramble too much, but yeah, that was moment number 3. The intent of this was to hopefully inspire some of you guys out there who may be a little indecisive about your journeys, whether they're progressing to your satisfaction, whether they're progressing correctly or not, whether or not your hair is gonna make it through the ugly phase. Understand there really isn't a wrong way to do this lock journey thing, y'all. It's really all about embracing the changes, embracing the mistakes, and getting to that end destination. You'll realize there are people out there who wish they could have the exact same set of locks that you have. You'll realize that after you deal with all that insecurity and all that doubt and all that worry, that by the end of all of that, those very things that you thought were flaws, those very things that you thought were mistakes, are gonna be some of the calling cards that make your locks unique, that make your locks special, that make your locks stand out from the rest, right? Each set of locks is like a unique fingerprint, and you really have to learn to embrace them. You may not be able to get locks exactly like mine, but if you put that time in, I guarantee you're gonna have something that could look even better. You just gotta give it a chance, all right? So that's what I'm here to tell you. Give your locks a chance, because tplocks said so. All right, but again, you guys, I hope this video helped. It's been tplocks, signing out.
Yo, tplocks fam, what is going on? You already know it's your boy Backpack Beatz. If you like the music on my homie TP's channel, definitely come over to my channel. I got more of these. I'm making beats every week. I'm also DJing every week for the No More Free Beat Show. So definitely make sure you stay tuned in. Got a lot of stuff popping. I appreciate everybody who's been coming from TP's channel as well. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate y'all for coming through, showing love. It's nothing but a community over here for real. We got the dope vibes. So definitely stay tuned to what we doing on TP's channel. Make sure you stay tuned to what I'm doing on my channel also. And it's gonna be fire, man. Dope beats, dope music, dope vibes. Appreciate y'all.